and then obviously make sure that our technology is behind us and accurate and ready to go live next week for enrollment, so we can overcome any obstacles ahead of time. So I'll let you kind of lead from that. I've looked at the landing page and tested the system, made a few tweaks on it today that Deanna helped with. So I think from that perspective, we're good. And then we can kind of, as we go through, we can talk maybe specifically about some of the enhancements and some things that we'd like to really make sure the employees understand and we get delivered to them.
Sounds great. Okay, so I am recording this session for posterity for the enrollers to access over the next day or so, just for a refresher. So normally how we do this, we're going to start with the landing page because that's where all the benefit information is contained. There's a very nice benefits guide that we're going to review first, and then there's supplemental documents there. And then we'll go into the system, log in, navigate through the system so everyone can see it, make sure that we're all comfortable with it. Of course, I have a veteran team of enrollment counselors here on the line with me who are very familiar with our platform. So, and with core benefit enrollments from probably hundreds of groups. So with that, we'll get started. So let's talk about the enrollment itself first. So the plan is for Olena and Gabriel are going to go on site Monday morning at 6 a.m. and I'll send the address for that. I will be in attendance as well. And then we're going to do a group meeting, possibly more than one. And then we're going to take sign-up sheets for most of the staff because most of the employees are going to hit the road as soon as possible after the group meeting. So I have sign-up sheets printed, ready to go for the various days of call center enrollment following. So that's kind of the game plan for Monday. Now, Ann, would you like me to cover the core benefits during that as well, or should we just do the voluntary? It's up to you.
Scott, I'll probably talk just a little bit about some of the enhancements to the core benefits that we make and kind of touch on those points without getting too into the details. And then we can probably tag team it and you can kind of talk on the voluntary side about the process and the call center enrollment process.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, so you all have the landing page link. It was in the invite that I sent, along with the enrollment site link, which you have been provided logins for earlier today. So we've got the landing page up here. So we have the plan documents here or the brochures, depending on what the product is. But I'm going to start with the employee benefit handout. This is the benefits guide that has pretty detailed information about each plan. So Ann, Stephanie, Leanne, you guys stop me or chime in anytime you want. So I'm just basically reviewing this. I've reviewed this before. I understand how the benefits work. But if there's anything you want to add to it, I see some of the benefits are new this year. So we can talk more about that, ID cards and changes and primary physicians or whoever it is, not physicians, but doctors or dentists and so on. We can get into that. So I'll just start from the beginning here. So 25 hours per week. Yeah, go ahead.
We're making reference to do the label the plans low, mid, and high, and I didn't see that on that screen you just put up before because we did just give a revised handout. But can you get back to the landing page?
Low, mid, and high. These here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Did the document change, or is it just the name of the document that you want changed here?
No, we're just identifying low, mid, and high for the 3 different levels of plans.
Okay, Deanna, can you have that adjusted?
Yes, I updated it in Solarix already.
Okay. Yeah, it maybe just hasn't shown yet, so just wanted to just make reference to that. So.
Yeah, this is actually the landing page. In the system itself, she's made the change, but here we need to go make that change. So we'll do
Yeah,
that.
I'll send that over. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sure. So employees that work 25 hours per week are eligible. Coverage is effective 90 days of employment with Krane Development DBA ADS services. So you'll see both Krane and ADS in various places. Special enrollment notice, if you have a qualified life event, some of these benefits are pre-tax, so you can't change them throughout the year without a life event, and it goes into the details of how to do that. You have to do it within 30 days and provide proof of that event. Some of the plans are Section 125, and it just goes into more info on that. Pre-tax benefits. So this is the benefits guide. So we have 3 plans being offered. Low, mid, and high plan is referenced here in the guide. So it all depends on what you're looking for. So what I see here is a $5,000 deductible plan, a $2,000 deductible plan, both in network only, and then a PPO plan, $1,000 deductible in and out of network benefits. Okay, and then you can see the deductibles for the individual and family on all 3 plans here. Coinsurance percentage depends on which plan they choose. Obviously, this $1,000 deductible plan is going to be the most expensive as far as premium goes, but it only has 20% coinsurance. Out-of-pocket maximums are defined here. Copay applied to out-of-pocket. Yes, across the board. Deductible applied to out-of-pocket. Yes, across the board. So that's good. All those dollars go to the out-of-pocket max. And then here are the copays. Not very different. 20, 25, 30, depending on the plan. For the primary, you can see the specialist here. Maternity visits, well, that's really a wellness, falls into the wellness category, so there's no copay for that. Preventive care, same thing. Urgent care is a copay also, $75 or $100 depending on the plan you choose. Same thing with the emergency room. Inpatient hospital copay $0 or outpatient $0. Wow. So that question on that one, on the copay for the hospital, does the deductible apply first? Do you have to meet the deductible first in any of these?
It does. And now that we had plans prior that had additional copayments for the hospitalization,
okay.
But looking at those lines, there's probably no reason for that. So we'll make a note and we will make that adjustment because there's no reason to state it. In the past, there were plans that had it
okay.
and others that didn't, in addition to deductible. So on all of these plans, it is deductible and coinsurance that's applicable to hospital and then obviously some other things, but we will have those 2 lines removed. Stephanie, please make a note of that.
Okay, so on the PPO plan, so for example, $4,500 deductible and then 20% coinsurance. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, and then you can see these other services, facility charges and so on are deductible plus coinsurance, mental health, outpatient surgery, deductible plus coinsurance. A diagnostic lab outpatient, $0. Is that one that's going to be deductible plus coinsurance also?
It is not. There's just no cost for diagnostic lab work on any of the plans. Okay.
That's great. Imaging, again, well, here's one. There's a couple copays on the $2,000 plan, the mid plan there. So $40 for x-rays and $300 for imaging versus the coinsurance on the other plans.
Correct. The first plan is the low kind of base plan, only has a diagnostic lab work covered at no cost. Those are at freestanding facilities or in the doctor's office. The x-rays and any complex imaging, MRI, CAT scans, PET scans are going to be subject to deductible, at $5,000 deductible, and any applicable coinsurance as well.
Mm-hmm.
Until out of pocket. The mid plan is going to pick up copayments for those 2 items. And then the high plan option versus being deductible first and coinsurance, it's just 20% of the cost.
Right.
So that's why there's just a 20% there.
Just coinsurance. Okay, great.
Correct.
All right. And then prescriptions, generics, preferred brands, and non-preferred brands. So generics, copays, 10, 15, or 20, depending on the plan. Preferred brand names, meaning that they are on the formulary for the carrier They're in the formulary, means they're preferred. 45, 50, or
Right.
60. And then non-preferred, 70, 85, or 100. Specialty is always the most expensive, and it's 30% to $250 across the board there.
Correct.
Weekly deductions are displayed here. Of course, they're in the system as well. And that is these are current plans, current carrier. Any changes? Any major
No,
changes on that at all?
these are all new plans. Okay, so we're moving from United Healthcare to Aetna.
Okay.
Our current United Healthcare plan, about 90% of all the employees are under a low similar deductible style plan.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably get most of our participation there on that $5,000 deductible.
Right.
However, some things to kind of point out, and the reason why we moved carriers, United has had a very bad connotation with the employees
Mm-hmm.
because their specialist copayment was subject to deductible plus $100 copayment. So
Okay.
there were a lot of employees that are going to kind of a medical group of doctors, which are considered specialists. So all of their doctor visits, which they considered routine or just sick visits, have all been subject to deductible plus $100 this year.
Yeah.
So probably the biggest thing to point out is now we have an affordable copayment for that specialist. We're covering lab work, and the cost is we held basically the same. So we're responding to, them not having the co-payments, adding some lab work, and also keeping the cost about the same. And then the other two buy-up options are there. They've both enhanced benefits with deductibles or co-payments at least comparable to what we have, if not lower a little bit. We've also kept the prices on both of those plans to be pretty consistent.
Okay. Good to know. Very good to know. So obviously, new carrier means new ID cards, etc.
Correct. And we will have, we had a conference call with Aetna yesterday, and we talked about timeline, and based on the timeline that I've talked with Deanna, we will have member ID numbers, and the employees will be loaded into the system by the first of the year.
Okay.
Their physical ID cards will follow, and they may be a little bit after the first of the year, but benefits will be in effective, and they'll be able to access their ID cards through the app or online through Aetna.
Okay, great. All right, new group term life insurance and AD&D with Humana. Employer paid $15,000. All full-time eligible employees.
Correct. Yep, and that's one of the things that we're really using kind of as a hook, and we have an employee communications that to ensure that we get participation through the call center, kind of that forced enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that we have been highlighting. Company paid, we have to have your beneficiary. So that hopefully is a draw to get them to the enrollers.
Yes. Yep.
And just a little further background.
They may not pick up they may not pick up the health insurance, but they might pick up one of the other little ones.
Mm-hmm.
But this also ensures that I get, if they waive their right to insurance, we get that recorded that they don't want it. So we want everyone to call in so we can either find out if they want it or do not want it.
Gotcha. Of course.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to further that conversation around kind of what we had what we currently have, it is just medical. There has not been any dental, any vision, life insurance. There was a few colonial policies, but it's never been rolled out on a grand scheme.
Oh, okay.
So not only the enrollment platform with the technology and call centers are going to be new to them, but we should also have some very favorable response in the sense that there's been a lot of questions about dental and vision. So it should be very well welcomed that we're kind of rounding out and offering more benefits.
Okay, that is good to know too. All right, so new dental benefits also with Humana here. It's a PPO plan, in and out of network benefits, as you can see here. It says Upon new enrollment, ID cards will be mailed to employees in a plain white envelope. Okay, so in and out of network deductible individual, $50, both in and out, $150 for the family. Preventive services, 100%. The deductible normally does not apply to preventive services. Let's see, does it?
That's correct.
Okay, same here. 80%, both in and out of network, basic services. So the preventive services, oral exams, cleanings, x-rays, that kind of thing. Basic services would be like a filling or tooth extraction. And then major services at 50%, that would be your crowns and inlays and all that good stuff.
Correct. Yeah, and it's further displayed. This is just intended, obviously, as you know, as kind of a summary. We've included the 2-page summary for the dental plans as well to identify, like periodontal and endodontics are both included in basic on this. Another thing to really point out is that it has an unlimited annual maximum. So it will just continue to cover covered services without maxing out at, for example, $1,500 or $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be very well received as well. As I said, both the perio and the endodontics are in. So your root canals are considered basic, and your deep cleanings are also considered basic. So they'll just be responsible for 20% after the calendar year deductible of $50. But those are outlined a little bit more in the dental summary and separately attached.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at that. No maximum is highly unusual. I think it's the first time I've ever seen that. So that's great.
Yeah, that's a new Humana thing. So yeah, it is a very, very well received for those people that need extensive work.
Okay, and then the weekly deductions are displayed here as well. And then the next benefit is vision, also new, also with Humana, also a PPO. $10 eye exam in network, $10 for the lenses, and then frames, they give you a $160 allowance. Frequency is 12 months on the eye exam, 12 months on lenses, and 24 months on frames, all pretty standard. And very inexpensive, as you can see, weekly cost here.
Yeah.
Also, ID cards, of course, it's a new plan, so they'll have to get an ID card there.
Right, and they are separate if anybody asks. They do issue, silly enough, a dental and a vision ID card, both separate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Even though they're both with Humana.
And then, besides products, there's also other information here. $4 prescriptions available, free preventive care under ACA, of course. No copay, no deductible, as long as you're using an in-network provider for preventive care. And there's a list of items that it's referring to. And then $4 prescriptions at various places. And then some definitions of what a copay and a deductible and coinsurance all is. Some disclosure information is in here for the employees as well. And then new worksite products with Allstate benefits and Transamerica. We'll go through the details of that. And then the last page here is contact information. Okay, so that's...
And employees did all receive this handout. They physically received, or a lot of them have received this, or they received it last week.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I've been handing them out.
Okay, great. Now the summaries for the high, medium, low plan, they're all here. They're all pretty high level anyway, but if you need additional information, you can refer to this. Let's go into the dental though, because it was kind of high level. As Ann said, there's more information here, so let's take a look. Yeah, it has a better definition of what the services are, what the preventive services are. You can see the different categories, what the basic services are. A very good definition of those, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Orthodontia. Members may receive a discount on non-covered services up to 20%. Okay, but orthodontia is not part of the package.
Correct. No orthodontics.
Okay. Okay.
Nor do any of the wait periods apply. That's just kind of some standard
No waiting period. I saw that.
language, the rest of it.
Yeah. Going to dentists and so on. Okay. Let's take a look at the vision document real quick. Okay, so the vision plan, $10 eye exam, single vision. They do have also kind of discounted offerings if you wanted to get, tinted lenses and so on. That's all defined here. Not in the summary, but it is here. So that's good to have.
Yeah, and that's a little unique too. It just has kind of a standard. I always point out that it's just a standard co-payment for upgrades like the anti-reflective and scratch resistant. A lot of the vision plans, it'll just be a discount on those services. So
Right.
it really helps employees to understand better from a cost.
Sure, they have a better idea what they're going to spend if they know that they want, one of those services on their lenses.
Correct.
Okay, frequencies defined. And then, of course, diabetic eye care is, that's not glasses, that's a different thing. But and then additional plan discounts. Yeah, it's pretty robust. All right. The life insurance document that's here is just referring to the $15,000 basic life insurance and AD&D that the employees receive, employer paid. So we don't really need to go
Correct.
into that. Let's see. Okay. So the summary was just the summary. We can go into the benefits now, into the worksite stuff. So Allstate Benefits has the accident plan. It is one thing to note for our team. It's off the job coverage. Okay. So that's important to know. It has, I actually have the plan document or the proposal that I'll send to my team. So you can know all those nitty gritty details. They're outlined here, but the actual, the accident plan works on a fee schedule. So the actual amounts are defined in the proposal. But for your basic knowledge, it's a $2,000 hospital confinement due to an accident off the job. It's $469 a week for employee only coverage. So there is hospital confinement, initial hospital confinement, and then how the plan works. You guys are very familiar. It works on a fee schedule, so not only for the injury itself, but also for the type of treatment that they receive. So I'll be sure to give you the document that has all of those defined. So that's the accident plan. The critical illness is with Transamerica. The brochure is here as well. It has two benefit options, 15,000 and 20,000. You can see the covered benefits. They're in categories. So it's either 100% or 25%, depending on what it is. There is also a $100 health screening, cancer screening benefit. Or excuse me, there is a $50 cancer screening benefit, and there is a $100 wellness benefit, which is defined better in the actual proposal that I'll send you. And then, of course, the rates are here, but they're in the system, of course. And then hospital indemnity, they call it, well, it's hospital select too, but the trans product, it's a $1,500 hospital admission. Obviously, hospital indemnity doesn't have to be an accident, so there's a hospital admission benefit for any reason, accident or sickness, and then it's a $100 daily benefit. But again, the proposal has a better definition. Here it is. If it's intensive care, it's $200 a day. But I'll send you the proposals for these, just so you guys have it. I know that if I don't send it, you'll be asking me for it anyway. All right, let's go in the system here. So the link to the system is in the training agenda, but you guys are all familiar with this. So when I come into the system, I come into the dashboard. it says ADS services, top left corner. The little drop down has ADS-Krane, so it has both names there. So enrollments and employees. Let's just pick someone here. It looks like everyone is paid weekly.
They are.
Okay, so there's a welcome screen. Hit next. This is the demographic information provided on the census. If anything is required, it makes you capture it. So we need a home phone and an email here. Of course, we're going to reset this before Monday, but dependents, if they are going to be covering a dependent on any of the plans, you can click the plus sign here to add a dependent. But for our training purposes, we don't really need to do that. Low, mid, and high options, and it has the deductible there as well. 5,000, 2,000, 1,000. The weekly rates are displayed here. It even has a little definition that shows you more information. So out-of-pocket maximums here, the co-pays for primary and specialist, urgent care and emergency room in each little category. So you choose your plan, your tier and your plan, and then it moves on to the next one. Okay, so this is the accident plan. There's only one to choose from. I just have employee only because I don't have any dependents loaded. If I add dependents now, it'll give me other options. You do have the two tabs. The video is inserted here. You're not going to have time for that. And just an overview. So either accept or decline. We'll just waive it for now. Okay. I knew I didn't write one of them down. So turn to 100. Life insurance. Tobacco. Actively at work. Replacement. That would be a no. Existing. No. Is there a replacement or change? No. So once you answer all the questions, you get the benefit amounts to pop up. And then you can choose your options here that are pre-populated, or you can use a little calculator here to get a different benefit amount. Optional riders, accidental death benefit rider, you can choose these, waiver of premium, and terminal illness. And the proposal has, all the definitions for this for you. But we'll just waive it for now. Okay, critical illness, tobacco rated. So you have to answer that question, and then you get the different options here. Accept or decline. So the enrollments will be pretty quick, actually. Hospital indemnity, only one fine option. Accept or decline. We'll just decline it. The dental plan, only one option. Let's go ahead and take that. It again has a description. The vision plan, Humana, has a description up top. $1.70 a week. And the basic life insurance, $15,000, company paid.
Hello?
Hey, is that Jose? Okay, on the beneficiary, you can click the plus sign to add a different beneficiary, or if they have dependents loaded, they'll be populated here for ease of enrollment. But we definitely need to capture that. It's a required field. You can't bypass it. So once you get to the sign and submit page, are you satisfied with your elections? Hit next. If you want to make some changes, these are hyperlinks over here. Summary of everything that you've done so far. Okay, election to participate. Section 125, plan year, 1/1 to 12/31. So they're signing with their, so this is a call center enrollment, so it's actually a mixed bag. So we do have some office employees that we'll see when we're there on Monday, and then the rest is call center. So if you're signing in as administrator, so you'll just use your administrator password to sign. Okay, confirmation form, summary of everything, payroll deduction verbiage, the total cost per pay period, and then sign one more time. Congratulations means that you're finished. Scroll down and see a summary of your actions here. When you hit return, it's going to kick you back out to the front to show you that now Felix is completed.
Just a little note, and you may know this, but the forms library also has the plan summaries in the system itself, although I know the landing page has them as well.
Okay, so forms library is located in the top right corner of every page in the system. So there's the guide and then the plan docs for everything. So for my team, I do owe you the proposals for the worksite products. So I'm going to make a note to send those out right away. Does anyone have any questions on anything before we part ways here?
Yeah, Deanna, that section 125 language, and because I'm, here remote and I'm not looking at the shared screen,
Right.
Did that come up now, or can you address that?
Yeah, so it did come up, and it's right before the benefit confirmation, and it requires a signature.
Perfect. All right, thank you. I just wanted to confirm we added that just to make sure that we're capturing the compliance language for your information, Allison. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's signed with that password or PIN code for the employee. So brochures for the on-site group meetings. I know that the trans ones were delivered. Deanna, can you give us an update on anything else there?
Right. So Brian, he's putting a rush on the Allstate ones. So they should get there by tomorrow.
Okay, great. Great. Like I said, I have the sign-up sheets with me. We'll do a group meeting at 6 a.m. and maybe another one if needed. Immediately, we'll start taking the sign-ups so the guys can hit the road, and then we'll enroll the office employees on site for the remainder of the day or however long it takes to get that done. And then the remaining few days will just be call center. So Allison and Ann and your team, we're going to keep you updated on a daily basis of the progress of that to make sure that we're getting everybody through. They don't always take the call, they can't always take the call even though they make the appointment. So our process is to place the call at the given time. If they don't answer, we call them back in 5 minutes, try again. If they don't answer that second time, we'll leave a voicemail with them to try to call us. So we'll provide reporting daily next week because we have limited time to get through everyone to make sure that we do. So I think that's it.
That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining so much. I'll send the recording out to the team, the enrollers, and then those proposals that I owe you as well. again, if you have any questions or need to follow up with me, you've got my direct cell phone number, and I'm pretty much always available. So
I'm going to give you my cell phone number, Scott. I'm out of town tomorrow.
Okay.
And over the week. But if you need to reach me for whatever reason, I can be reached at 813-295-3580. But I will be here 5:45 or whatever on Monday morning.
Okay. Sounds great. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you very much. I'll see
Thank
you on
you.
Monday.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.